Hi everybody, it's Katie Schellenberger with Howard Hanna, back again at you talking about things not to do, things that will hurt your credit. And there's several things I want to go over, mainly four to five things that I think people should know. Alright, things not to do that would destroy your credit. Number one, bypass store credit cards. Those pesky little people that say, oh, do you want a Kohl's card? Do you want a JCPenney card? Do you want this? You want that? I would say you don't need it. I mean, it's one thing if you're trying to establish credit, but it's another if you just have like 15 million of these cards for no purpose. Their interest rates are ridiculous. It's just overall not a good idea. Number two, don't miss a payment. So always make your payments on time. Having several late payments will do more damage than you possibly could imagine. I have had this happen to me a couple times where it was due on a day. I totally just had a brain fart. I'd call the next day and I say, hey, oh my gosh, I just realized I forgot to make my payment. Can I pay it over the phone now and you now charge me the late fee? And it worked. I've done that 2 or 3 times, but we're talking over like 30 years of credit, so but it's something that you can you can ask for it. Don't close out cards that have zero balance. Cards that you've had for a long time. I thought about closing one back in the late 90s, early 2000s, because I was just trying to reduce the amount of credit that I had. And the manager got on the phone and says, do you realize that you ran $17,000 through this card and you don't owe anything on it right now? He's like, that would destroy your credit. So these are the tips that I've come across over time that I learned through trial and error. But that is one that if you have it for a long time, you don't get rid of it. Just keep it, use it every once in a while, pay it off. Best thing to do for your credit. Let's see here. So, if you have, let's say, $20,000 available to you and you use $18,000 of it on a regular basis and you continually have that high balance, that does not help you. If you're making your payments on time, it doesn't hurt you as bad as if you were to close a card that you've had for a long time. So I would say how they rate your score is based on the percentage of availability that you have. So obviously if you have $1,000 that you owe and you have available 20, not bad. 15, 20, it's a higher percentage or a higher risk. And then also if you are constantly opening up new cards or searching for new cards, that doesn't help. And the last thing I want to say is, especially in regards to when you're buying a house, if you've been pre-qualified and your credit was checked on this, let's say, February, don't do anything drastic with your credit until after you had your closing. So you put a sale agreement in. Don't buy anything. Nothing major. No car. No appliances for this new house that you think you're going to get. All of those things will hurt you because like 3 or 5 days before you have closing, they're going to check your credit again. And it's a red flag if you all of a sudden were spending more money just because you bought this house. Don't ask the bank to increase your limit, even if you're desperate. If you pay on time and, well, really just pay on time and pay your debt, they will automatically increase your limit. Sometimes like every year. Not drastic. I'm talking like a couple thousand a year. It just depends on how much you have available. And I noticed that if I'm close to the top and I'm making my payments, they'll actually increase it, which I don't really care for, but I'm not asking them to do it, so it doesn't affect me negatively if I'm not asking them to increase it. The bank can do that. They have every right to do that, but it's not you requesting it, and it's different if you call and say, hey, I need like 5,000 more, can you give it to me? So don't do that. I think that's about it. I don't really have any other major things. So the main topics, main things you want to remember: bypass a store credit card. If you have one and you're not planning on using it again, and you're not planning on buying a house in like the next year, cut it. I don't think it's going to hurt you that bad. Make your payments on time. Don't close out any cards that have a zero balance. And honestly, I forgot, if you have a card that you haven't used for a while, they'll just automatically, after so much time, remove it from, like, you no longer have access to that account. I had an American Express card, I let that happen too. Just little things like that. And don't increase your limit. So those are the things that I think are the key factors that affect your credit, that will make it hard for you to buy a house if you want to do that in the near future and you haven't checked your score. But like I said in the last video, it's very important that before you even get pre-approved, you should know what your score is. So if you have any questions, put some comments in below. If you need me for anything, my phone number is 717-602-5916. If you're looking to buy a house, I can totally help you. If you're looking to sell a house, I can totally help you. I'm just going over credit for the month of March because it's just something I've run into a lot. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.